Hey everybody, I know I'm changing it up on you today. You will hear the intro music for the podcast in a moment. But first, I have to introduce this conversation. Yesterday, I had the privilege of sitting with Jen Banks. Jen is an amazing dog trainer. She's a great teacher and accomplished competitor as well. Yesterday, we met and spoke a little bit about AKC competition obedience, and we also talked a little bit about a new video project that she's doing out at her school, the Right Paw Obedience School in Princeton, Mass. In our conversation, Jen referred to an individual named Lori, and I want to make sure that there's no confusion because it is not the same Laurie who is my spouse and who is also the co-host of this podcast. So Laurie that Jen was referring to is Laurie Stramavicius. Laurie is an amazing dog trainer. She has a new training facility down in Connecticut called Train ME or Train Me. And she competes in AKC obedience with her dogs at the highest level. Just an amazing dog trainer. Laurie also has a podcast with Petra Ford called Canine Connections, and I can't recommend that podcast enough, especially if you're interested in learning more about competition obedience and preparing your dog for the ring. Lastly, Jen and I talked briefly about her accomplishments in the rally ring, and I wanted to just shout out those amazing accomplishments. So in 2024, she took her dog Rue to the Rally National Championship and placed first place in their division or class, which is nothing short of incredible. So congratulations to Jen. Jen's also qualified for the 2026 Rally National Championship, which takes so much work just to qualify for this event. So whether you make it there or not, Jen, good luck and congratulations. I just wanted to make it very clear that these are huge accomplishments. They require so much time and training and sacrifice and travel. And it is truly amazing when somebody as busy as Jen and as committed as Jen has the ability to take it to the next level and compete at the highest level in rally obedience. So without any further ado, my conversation with Jen Banks.
Au revoir.
Welcome back to another episode of FitPet Boston Talks. My name is Leah Lodato, and I am the host of the show. Today, I am out in Princeton, Mass. once again with Jen Banks at the Right Paw Obedience School. Really nice to sit with you again, Jen.
Yeah, I'm watching my dog almost pull over my microphone stand.
That's okay. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it as it comes. Hi, girl.
And then hold on. Yeah, thanks for making the trip out here. It's cool to have you back. I can't believe it's been 3 years also. That just seems wild to me.
I know. It's insane. So I went back and listened to the episode that we recorded in November of 2022.
That is when I found out I was pregnant with my second. And I wasn't telling anyone. So yeah.
Right. So I wanted to congratulate you because obviously a lot has happened between then and now, and you've added to your family, which is really cool. Congratulations. Thank you. What's it like momming and having dogs at the same time and running?
It's wild. Yeah. It's wild, and I could not do it alone. We have both family-wise and business-wise, I have a ton of support, and I don't know how I would do it otherwise. Like, I look at people who are single moms or even not single moms, people who are just like my brother and his wife live far away from us. They live down in Georgia. They don't have any family around. And I'm just like, how do you do this without like a huge support system? So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's crazy. It provides for really, is it taken on? Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. It provides for like really interesting training scenarios because I just have to have my kids around.
Yeah.
And they do things. They are the best helpers when it comes to like proofing and doing stuff that you would never consider.
I know. I watch some of your videos, and it's so funny because you'll be doing an exercise with one of the dogs, and one of your kids is like, la, 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 in the background, just waving their hands, doing somersaults on the floor. And it's like, well, I can't really think of a better way to proof the behavior.
Yeah, that is, I need like 2 hours to recover after those sessions because it's like so overstimulating to be like focusing on my dogs, but also making sure the kids are safe, right? Because that's really it, is they're like pushing each other around in the wheelchair or just doing crazy things. But yeah, it's great. It is, it's wonderful to have all the support we have because I have 2 other trainers here that do a lot of the teaching so that I'm not working 7 days a week, which is really nice.
Totally.
And
Yeah, the work-life balance. I think there are a lot of people who train dogs that don't have kids. And I feel like just with my little pool of people that I know, there are more people that don't have kids than do have kids. And I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's always interesting to think about the differences because we don't have kids.
Yeah.
So all of our attention can be on our dogs and on hobbies and ourselves and stuff like that. So I know that it's a lot different when there are tiny humans involved.
Yeah. And it's definitely like before when we were considering having a second because we weren't sure that we wanted to, I did feel like it was a little bit of a death sentence for my competition life to like add more children to our household. And I was actually having a conversation with my brother-in-law about it. So we hadn't decided yet. And I was chatting with him and he's got kids who are like college age, high school, college age. He really just kind of shed light on like, you can still do stuff. It's just way harder. It's way harder, but you can still do it. And so it's nice to, especially with my youngest now being 2 and sleeping through the night and being in daycare and like, we're not sick every 2 days. Not right. I mean, knock on wood. Currently, everyone's healthy.
Not in this moment.
Yeah. When systems are in place and they're working, I can breathe and I can actually find some time to compete and work my dogs. And, but it's a fragile thing because like if anything goes awry with the kids, that's like, everything gets thrown out the window and it's all kids all the time. But yeah, it is nice to finally have a grasp on being able to do the things I'm interested in and spend time with my kids.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing about working towards competition obedience is that it takes a long time anyway.
Yes.
So
that is the other thing.
So if there are longer spaces in between training or you can't get to a trial here or things get put on the back burner, it's kind of no big deal.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is you can really compete in competition obedience when the dog's any age, whereas I feel like a lot of these other more active sports, you really want to try to get the bulk of your competing in early.
Yeah. I gave up on agility because I was just like, I don't have the time. My youngest dog is almost 6. So like she's kind of in her prime for agility if she was fully trained and had been competing for a few years.
And then you have 2 years and then you have to start winding down.
Exactly.
Because all that activity is super duper dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. So I also don't have time to do the appropriate fitness to keep it safe for, because that's it's not just the agility training. It's like, are they in shape enough to hopefully avoid injury? Which, they're in shape enough for obedience. But,
yeah,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not as, your feet aren't as much to the fire. I feel like with doing disc dog sports with my dogs, it's like I see Ruben hitting that twilight because he's 8 and he's slowing down. And so the distance games aren't as accessible for him just because he gets so pooped. And so, but then with Raven, it's like she's 3 and I can see myself putting pressure on trying to get her to do all the things, but it's always this balance between I don't want her to get hurt. Mm-hmm. And it's very easy to get injured doing those types of things.
Absolutely.
Whereas with the competition obedience, like we can train for that stuff all day long and
you can do it forever and to as long as the dog's healthy, double digits, no problem. And that was a big realization for me with Moon Pie, because Moon Pie's 9 now. She just turned 9. And I had kind of like, especially like early after having my second child, I was like, oh, I'm probably not doing much more with her. And this was 2 years ago. So she was like 7 at the time. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're probably done. And I'm like, the more I watch obedience, like especially big obedience competitions, those dogs are all like 9, 10, like they're older dogs. And all of a sudden the thought of me preparing my 8-year-old dog for utility didn't seem that far-fetched. And I'm really glad I did, because she loves it. Like like shame on me for being like, oh, you're 7, you're done. But also it's a really nice realization to have an older dog who's still very healthy, very in shape, and like learning. I mean, utility is completely new skills. She did not have really any of the exercises like that. And I just started this summer, and I'm like, oh, you might actually compete in the utility ring next year. That would be super fun.
Like, it would. Yeah. Well, oh man, there's so many things I want to talk about. So we're just wrangling Rue here.
Come here. No, not with a toy.
She's like, only with a toy will I come.
Here, lie down.
So I think that that's a testament to whether or not you have a system in place to teach your dog new things at any age.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of experimenting with Ruben. He's a year younger than Moon Pie, but I taught him a dumbbell retrieve this year, which is, he'll never do it in any context that's meaningful, you know, because of his personality, but it was more of an experiment for me.
Yeah.
Can I teach a dog that's not really a natural retriever how to do this specific thing without using a lot of pressure, because he can't handle that? And there's a million different ways to teach a dumbbell retrieve, obviously, but with a Labrador, you can, with quotation marks, get away with using more like pressure. Like, okay, you're going to hold on to this thing.
Yeah.
And then you take this fragile little beagle mix, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to go about doing this without being able to put that same amount of pressure, and can I still do it? And okay, I have my marker system. He likes food. He likes to, he understands how to learn, and being able to teach an old dog kind of a complex maneuver. It's totally possible if you have done any type of training in the past.
If you have the foundation, absolutely.
Yeah. So what was your foundation for Moon Pie, and how did that help teach the utility
so luckily,
exercises?
I actually did a ton of agility training with Moon Pie. We never competed, but I have my own equipment. I had done some classes with her also. So we had a lot of skills that are helpful in agility, like sending out, putting feet on things. She had already been competing in obedience, so she knew healing, she knew positions, she knew how to retrieve. The big thing and she knew jumps, she knew all of that. So like the directed jumping wasn't too big of a deal, but the send out was a big deal, because she doesn't generalize skills very well. So like I can send her to a cone or I can send her to a jump, but sending out to a ring gate was like basically a new skill for her. And then the articles also was brand new, because and we're talking a dog who, personality wise, Moon Pie is like, once she's learned something, that is the way it is forever, which makes her a great obedience dog, unless you need to change what she understands. So with the retrieve, I contacted Lori about it because I was concerned that seeing the dumbbell and associating it with retrieving was going to override using her nose, because she's not a natural, like she's got minimal experience with scent work. I did like one class 5 years ago, right? And lots of experience retrieving. So I didn't want to break it. But yeah, all that foundational stuff. And I had done a ton of shaping with her, and so much training. She just loves to learn. So all of that, all of it was very easy to pick up, as I just needed to have a plan, because part of the issue with utility is it's all brand new to me. So I'm just like, okay, I need someone to help me form a plan, right? And I still did it wrong, and then I had to fix it.
Wait till I tell you how I taught articles.
I saw some of it. I saw some of your videos.
You'll be like, oh my God, you're crazy. And I am.
Yeah. Tell me. I want to hear, because I saw some of your videos.
Yeah. I had the same concern that you're talking about, where the articles are basically these mini dumbbells. Yeah. And we had done so much sending to a pile of bumpers, and get your mouth on the one that you see first and get back here immediately.
Geez. Yeah.
So that's a big part of retriever training. And in the last podcast that we did, just because I recently listened to it, you said that your Shiba, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember.
That's fine.
Bamba was your try everything dog.
Yeah.
So with Raven, she kind of was my is my let's just try it dog.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience training in competition obedience or retriever training or anything, but obviously she's a bred retriever, and I was like, let's do some retriever training. And with now switching gears and getting more into competition obedience, because I'm not going to pursue the field or hunt tests with her just because she's not reliable enough to score well or pass. Not that she doesn't enjoy the training, like she does.
Yeah, sure.
And she's good at it, but to spend $150 in an entire day at a trial, like we're not probably ever going to be there.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, I have to get this dog to start using her nose because she's had so much reinforcement history of like run as fast as you can out to that pile, pick up the first thing you see, and then get back over here to me. So it's
a hard pattern to break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what the article pile is. It's just this huge pile of
It's
bumpers.
a very similar picture.
It's exactly the same picture, just with slightly different objects, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I did a lot of hiding them in leaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I had that thought.
I took and I didn't use dumbbells at first. I just used dowels.
Yeah.
And I tied them down and left the scented one free.
So she could actually.
And then I buried them in leaves, and she already had like a search command.
Yeah.
But she would search for pieces of food and not an article. And so having her root around in those leaves without being able to see the items was how we got her to use her nose a little bit more. And that was helpful because it takes the eyes out of the picture.
Yeah.
But I don't know any don't take that advice, please, people. I don't know anybody who would do that.
It makes sense to like really like force the dog to use their nose because they can't rely on their eyes. I ended up doing a virtual lesson with Lori on articles, and she uses like electrical boxes, which was smart for Moon Pie because I would have done it totally different. I would have probably done either something similar to what you did or like just had like a single dumbbell or a dumbbell or two out. And I don't know that I would have ever gotten anywhere with it. But yeah, she had me like scent electrical boxes. And then at first they're finding just the electrical box and it's all scent based. And then eventually it's like the one electrical box around all the dumbbells and then transition to the dumbbell. And it worked great. Like Moon Pie learned it very quickly. The problem was my misunderstanding of how the exercise actually runs. I thought that you only had 2 articles, like you picked your 2 articles and those were the 2 articles forever. So for 3 months, I had my 2 articles that were the only 2 I scented, and they lived in my office. And the rest of my articles lived in the training room, and I never touched them. And then Lori came out for the workshop and was like, oh, well, that's not how it works. They're going to pick whatever 2 articles they want. And the problem was I had taught her to find residual odor, not hot. So I think we've finally worked through that. But it was like we had come so far, and I had put so much effort into doing it correctly because I really didn't want to I wanted to make as few mistakes from her perspective as possible. And then I ended up like basically having to start over because which like she does have it now. But like very recently, because that was in September that I realized, I misunderstood the exercise. And we are very recently starting to understand that it's hot scent and not residual.
Yeah. And the steward will handle the dumbbells,
and that's the other thing.
The article pile. So it really is a discrimination exercise. So the dog needs to discriminate against which article is the steward scented versus which one you scented.
Yeah.
And that's something that it's really nice to have another person to practice with so that they can help you with that. Because whenever I practice, it's always just my scent. And luckily, Laurie helps me out. And when I go to class, because I've recently started to try to generalize the behavior and bring my articles different places and do it in different spots because the reliability is really good inside my house. And so now I'm trying outside, and there's wind.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't recognize Raven's calling because she is quite good at scent work.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, so I work with Pat Scribner. Do you know Pat?
Yeah. With Goldens. I love her. Bomba's favorite, like top 5 favorite people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Pat and I did agility together way back.
Oh, cool.
When I was doing agility.
Well, that must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
So she'll occasionally.
I would love to get up to her classes because she teaches up at Auntie Dog.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
So Pat used to teach consistently on Tuesday nights. She hasn't been teaching that class anymore, but still is around.
Yeah.
But she's a wonderful person.
Yeah, she is.
To learn from too. And we did the scent articles a few weeks ago, and I was concerned because what was happening was Raven was passing over the correct article and coming back to grab it. And so I was like, what is she doing? Blah, blah, blah. And Pat's like, that's exactly what you want her to do.
She's double checking.
She's double checking her work to make sure that it's the right one.
Yeah.
And she consistently does that because she'll smell it and then compare it with the others, which is incredible. Yeah. That they're able to do that.
Yeah, I see Moon Pie doing that.
It's
also
incredible. I'm like, oh my God. And she said, you want her to do that. And it's the first activity that she's ever done slowly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Moon Pie does not do it slowly, unfortunately, and it's a problem.
Well, slowly for her.
Yeah.
Normally Raven is like on cocaine, so it's getting her to slow down to do anything is
focus.
The focus is not there. So that was a learning thing for me too with the utility exercises are all new for me too. But we had a great time at Laurie's seminar. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that experience, but it was
super fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
I learned so much.
Yeah.
I learned so much. I'm going, like I said, I'm going back down to, she's doing like an obedience boot camp, the first of the year. So I'm bringing both, I have a working spot with both dogs.
Nice.
And I'm very excited because it's nice when you find a coach who trains similar to you and is in the sport you want to do. That is like, we probably talked about that the last time. I don't know if that came up the last time. Oh, we can talk about it now.
Let's go.
It's hard to find a good coach. It sucks. And that's part of why I'm offering that obedience club is I'm like, I don't know where to send you guys. So I guess I'll just do it. You're all novice. I can
totally.
I can help you for now at least. Yeah, it is. It's great to find a coach who really is in line with how you like to train and has a very thorough understanding of the sport. I completely changed my heeling after that workshop because both her and we had a judge in the audience also. Both her and I think it was Allison did not like how I was heeling with my dogs. I don't know if you were there for that. That might have been on the first day. But they didn't like my hand position.
Okay.
Which was surprising to me because I've always heeled like that in obedience. But I would heel with my left hand free, just kind of moving by my side. And I started putting my left hand on my core, on my stomach, and it's made a huge difference for Rue because I think she can finally see me. I think my hand was constantly blocking her view and it was pushing her out. There's other things I've changed also, but that my healing, my mistake with the articles, it's Lori saved me so much time. Just helping me realize the training path I needed to take to make sure that I was doing it correctly and it was going to look nice in the ring. So I can't wait to go back in January.
Totally.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think the point about expediting the training
Yes.
and making as few mistakes as possible is a great point. And it's something that I don't take seriously enough with the way that I train because I'm like, wahoo about everything. I'm like, whatever. If it works, it works. If not, it doesn't.
Yeah, it depends on your dog. Rue's the sort of dog, I can make so many mistakes with her and she's so mentally flexible that it's not a big deal. Moon Pie has no flexibility, so I have to put a lot more thought into my training with her. So yeah, definitely because you're going to make mistakes anyways, but it does depend. If you have that dog who's oh, it's different now, okay, cool, then you can then you can experiment a lot more.
Right.
without, and I also feel a time crunch with Moon Pie. If she was younger, I don't know that I'd care as much about making mistakes, but I'm kind of like, all right, you're 9. It took us 2 years to get our open title. And I have at least another 6 months of training before you're even trial ready. So like, I'm feeling a little pressure to get it done as efficiently as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. When you speak to somebody who has multiple arches or like arch dreams, right?
Yeah. Like you have more than one? What?
Right. I encounter more handlers and trainers who don't put their dogs in the ring until the dog is trained up through utility.
Yes.
And that was a concept that like never even crossed my mind.
That blew my mind when I was like, oh, wait. And that's why I started my obedience club. Is like I was like, oh, we can be doing all of these things with your 1-year-old dog who doesn't even know how to heel. Like we can be introing them to everything.
Which frankly is more fun for the dog.
Yes.
Versus only healing, because if you're just training for a CD is all healing.
And it's boring.
And it's very boring.
Unless your dog likes healing.
Right. Which maybe you have a 1-year-old dog that has fallen in love with healing. Call me up and let me.
Yeah,
let me
probably not.
Probably not. So to be able to introduce these more complex and fun projects, I think can go a long way. Like when I see Laurie training her new puppy on scent articles at such a young age, I'm like, holy shit, like I could have been doing that.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was thinking it was a more advanced concept. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't want to screw it up, or I would want to wait till the dog has a little bit more focus and impulse control. Yeah,
I did have that. I had that realization within the past year or two where I was like, oh, I should be prepping Rue for utility also. I just time is an issue, but that's like as soon as I start seeing what she's capable of in the open ring, like as soon as I'm feeling good about those exercises, I'm like, oh, I really gotta I have tried to do gloves with Rue. Her retrieve is so new. It was weird to me to have a 5-year-old dog that didn't know how to retrieve. Like she'll play fetch, but retrieving the dumbbell is like, she just figured it out in September, I think.
Well, once you start putting commands on something that the dog really likes to do and those expectations, it changes the whole picture. Mm-hmm. I think for me and for the dog.
Rue is soliciting.
Yeah, she is. It's hard to say no. So cute. Okay, so let's back up slightly because we just immediately started talking about AKC obedience. So for our listeners, both Jen and I compete in AKC obedience, and I would say we are both beginner handlers because we have not trialed dogs in the past, but we have a nice foundation for training a dog. So I think it lends itself well to success in the ring. Yeah. The last time we talked, Moon Pie was working on her open title. Yes. And then I listened to the podcast that you were on with Vinny. And you were talking a little bit about the difficulties with training and achieving that title. Yes. And I'm currently working with Raven. We've trialed 3 times in open, had some really good moments. Mm-hmm. Obviously didn't queue because it's so easy to get disqualified quite quickly. But for me, these obedience titles are a really important metric for me as a trainer. Yeah. Because, and we spoke about this previously, obedience and being able to train a dog to do things and also to be able to do things in a stimulating environment, I think is a hallmark of a decent trainer.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's something that has gotten lost with social media and just, I mean, I remember talking to Laurie like years and years ago, and she said, you know, back in the day, if you didn't have a CD or a BH on a dog, like you weren't a dog trainer. Yeah. Yeah. And I still think to this day, that's something that people should look for in a dog trainer. Like there are tons of different obedience sports. Like all the protection sports have an obedience phase. AKC obedience is UKC obedience. Mm-hmm. These are important things. They're important tests because it has all the basics. You know, sit, down, heel, come, recall, all the things.
Under pressure.
Yeah. And so it's an important metric for me. And we don't see very many trainers our age, I think, competing in this sport. So I'm an advocate, if you're a trainer, to do some sort of obedience, whether it's in a protection sport and you're doing the obedience. Something.
Yeah, something.
I think it's an important metric, but the upper echelons of the obedience training are notably challenging and will break you down.
I am happy to talk about that.
Absolutely.
Because, so Moon Pie's open title, I think it took about 2 years, and I want to say like 8 to 10 trials. I lost track. A big issue with the open exercises for us was the broad jump. She kept cutting the corner or walking on it or whatever. So the broad jump was often the issue. But also, I think I started it before I got pregnant with my second, and then took a break and then went back to it after my second was born, because Moon Pie didn't want to work with me when I was pregnant. She just wanted like nothing to do with me. So we just like shelved it. At one point we were at a trial at Masterpiece, and I was like, it must have been right around the time I talked to you, because I was newly pregnant. And her healing has always been beautiful. Like, for anyone who's seen her heal in the ring, I always get a lot of comments on her healing. And we're at this trial, and she just like left me. Mm-hmm. And me being a novice handler, I'm just like silently doing my healing.
Sure.
So like not helping my dog at all. And just like, I reflect on that moment a lot. But I finally had to call her because she almost left the ring. And I was like, we need to stop this. I don't know what exactly is going on. She was really weird with me when I was pregnant the first time. So I just kind of like shelved training for a while. And did literally nothing with her. Just like, if you'll play with me, because she wouldn't even play with me. I'd take her outside to play, and she'd like go stand at the back door.
Oh boy.
And I was just like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to do nothing and just hope that
she's
once
like, Mom,
baby's
you
born.
Smell funny.
Yeah, you smell funny. So it took quite a few trials, lots of failures. And then I actually got Rue's CD and Moon Pie's CDX in the same trial.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. And I had signed up for the trial in the afternoon also, just in case. So I like took some of the pressure off by having a backup plan. But we got our trial at Boxborough show. I forget what the kennel club was. Might have been Framingham Kennel Club.
Okay.
I went in my car and bawled like a baby when I I rushed out of there with Moon Pie and just like sat in my car and cried at like 8:30 in the morning, because we were first class of the day. I was the first dog. And I thought and that was 2 years ago, and I thought I was done because open class broke me. But
it's really hard. I
learned a lot though.
Yes, I had a similar experience with Raven, because I had her signed up for 5 trials for the CD 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, the spring of 2023, I think. Yeah. But I had her signed up for 5 trials. She never failed. We got it in 3.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we got our CD, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, this is great. Yeah. And then we started to work on open, and with novice or the CD title, you start on the leash, and that just really helped Raven like work out any wiggles, because her healing on the leash was good but not great. And then by the time she got off of the leash, she was like, oh, I'm into this. Yeah. And when she got off the leash, I mean, I have a video, I think, of our second leg, and she looks like beautiful healing. Yeah. Beautiful healing, because she had plenty of time to open up while she was on the leash doing her healing and the figure 8 and everything like that. And once she got off the leash, she looked amazing. When we do open, you immediately start off the leash. Yeah. So if your dog isn't comfortable and they're with you right from the giddy up, things are going to go south quite quickly. Absolutely. And so that's what we're trying to work through. And it's just a lot of going to run-throughs and practices and renting space and getting her out there and practicing the approach. And
it's all training things. Like everything that was happening with Moon Pie and trials, those were training errors. She was game. Like she she wanted to do whatever I asked of her. The mistake she made, I mean, minus the like thing with the healing when I was pregnant, that was probably a little bit more behavioral stuff. But pretty much every time we failed, it was because our training didn't hold up. And that, as a professional, is an important experience to have because we get in our own little world where we're working with our nice little pet dog clients and we just need to teach nice leash walking and a basic stay, and we feel so high and mighty. And then we get into the obedience ring and we're like, oh, okay, I've got a lot to learn still. So like going back on that, like putting your skills to the test, you want to see where those holes are. And you also want to surround yourself with other people who might be better than you. Mm-hmm. That is like, it's how you get better, right? Like, so this workshop I'm going down to in Connecticut, I'm excited, but I'm also super nervous because like these are folks that they're doing a lot of really cool things with their dogs in pretty hard venues. And I'm like just starting off, I feel like, even though I've been doing this for what feels like a long time, I've not been doing it at a significantly high level. So yeah, it just surrounding yourself with people who do better and know better is a great way to learn really, really quickly.
Totally. Yeah, I think that multiple people that have trained multiple dogs to the same standard and have, made the mistakes themselves and then are willing to help.
Yes.
And those people aren't everywhere. And we talked about this last time, but there's a big difference between like competing to pass and competing to compete.
Yes.
And I think you and I are at the point where we're competing to pass.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll be at the point where we're competing to compete.
Yeah.
It's just different. Like there are different vibes from the competitors who are trying for points versus the ones who are just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking to the ones.
I'm going for points.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm always looking for to compete for points.
Yeah.
But I'm falling back to like the real motivation for me at this point is like, can I just train to the level?
Yeah. That's me with Moon Pie. Like I'm definitely like, can I complete utility with you? But with Rue, I'm definitely like,
can I do this precisely and not lose a lot of points in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a challenge for me because my personality day to day is very casual and laid back. And I'm like, it'll be fine. Like, let's just try.
Oh, no, I'm the opposite.
Right. But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking about how cool would it be if, you get a blue ribbon eventually.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that. And it, to your point about finding a mentor, it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard. And I think, Laurie's a great resource and now she has her school and is offering a lot. And I think that that's great. So and that's one of the few around that are that focused on
and honestly
specific.
And openly comfortable with balanced approach.
Oh, good point. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's tough, especially coming from like the agility world and a lot of the foundational stuff. Because Bomba was my first rally dog, right? I did a bunch of rally with my Shiba, and like he was a kind of a. You look at him funny, and that's pressure. So like he didn't really need like a lot of tools. He was in a lot of ways very easy to train, but all the training I did with him was at like positive only places. Because that was what was available. And I need to be able to correct my Staffords. We're about to potentially get into a little fight right now. Because that's how they thrive. They thrive with being very clear on like you're correct or you are incorrect. So having I feel like in the competition world, you've got these two extremes of like all positive, don't let the dog make an error, versus super old school compulsive, the dog's doing it because they're like fearing for their life.
Right.
And like, I want to be not anywhere near either of those. Right. I want my dog to do it because they love it, but also understand that like they must do it. So finding a coach that like that jives with all of that is freaking impossible, especially in the AKC world, I feel, in this area at least.
It's much easier in the sport world, I feel like protection, because we train. I bring Raven to IGP club, but we just do obedience.
Yeah. Where do you do that?
In New Hampshire.
With
at Granite State Working Dog Club.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Right now the field is closed, so because of the weather, obviously, but
sure.
the exercises are extremely similar to AKC obedience. And training for a BH is just all healing, but the one level is very similar to open.
Mm-hmm.
And I love training outside, and Raven loves to play with the tennis ball, and it's just a great way to train and exercise her, which is vital because she just has a lot of energy. Obviously, those groups are much more open to tools. Whereas the AKC side, you see more of if the dog isn't biddable enough, then they get washed out because because the handler chooses not to use pressure. Yep. So it is an interesting conversation because I agree. I think we're both balanced trainers and we know that it's just super effective. Mm-hmm. Not for, not the same approach for every single dog, but
the same concepts.
The same concepts.
Absolutely the same. It's all the same concepts. It's just applying it in a way that the individual dog thrives.
Yeah. And then being able to proof the behaviors so that if you are using a tool like a prong collar and e-collar in training, how to remove those tools and still be able to have the results. Because when you go into the ring, like naked
you don't
dog,
have those tools.
you don't have anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half the time you can't even talk.
Yeah.
So it's really challenging, but I agree. I think that was one of the nice things about working with Pat right off the bat.
Yeah.
Is she just is use what you need to use and then train so that you can start to fade the tools and the motivation and make your training sessions in between rewards longer so that your dog enjoys the work. And one thing that I started doing last year was timing my exercises. So, okay, I know that in order to do a whole CD routine, I need about 8 minutes of uninterrupted work. Yeah. Working towards those 8 minutes, whether I'm doing the exercises or not. Yeah. Like even if I'm just doing dumbbell retrieve and healing and broad jump. Okay. Yeah. Can I work it for this amount of time without a reward? And am I getting the focus? And, can I release my dog and pet her and have that be a little way to open up the valve a little and release some of that energy
in the ring.
In the ring. Yeah. So, we're all working towards that. And man, if I couldn't use like leash pressure or corrections, I don't know if I could do it with Raven, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You'd create a bit of a obedience monster, but not in a good way.
Exactly.
You'd have to rely so much more on reinforcement.
Exactly. And for her, not to talk too much about myself, but she's so food motivated and toy motivated that her brain shuts off. Like if I use a food lure for healing, forget it. Yeah. I mean, it's not even about fading it. It's just when she
can't think.
She's not thinking one bit. Yeah. Transitioning to working really slowly and healing, figuring out how to capture the behavior and then how to make it last longer. That was the road that was on and I'm still on with her because she does have so much drive. Yeah. So I agree. Finding a trainer that has a balanced approach, also that has the ability to teach. Yeah. Because that's the other problem. You might be really good at doing all these things, but if you can't teach somebody else how to do it,
doesn't matter.
It's difficult. Yeah. I love seeing all the different breeds too. I think that that's the cool thing about AKC obedience versus like the protection obedience. Yeah. You can all American dogs, any breed, you just see the whole gamut. When you go to trials. A Mastiff is going to look a lot different than one of your dogs and they can still get high points. It might be slower. It might not be as like crisp looking, but it's a great, if you are at all interested, just go to a trial and check it out. I think is the best way to get informed.
Absolutely. I've had some clients come and watch me at trials. It's fun.
Us too. Yeah. It's been super fun.
Trials are just fun also. Like, especially if you go to a bigger one where there's a lot going on. It's just, if you love dogs, it's just a cool environment to be in because you just see dogs that you don't see every day. And it's
doing incredible things.
Doing incredible things. Yeah. Yeah.
It's super cool. I think it's hard when you don't know the exercises, but for our clients, like they'll come in the morning because they'll compete in the afternoon in like beginner novice.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And we have a few people that have taken an interest to it, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's also kind of a lot of responsibility because then I watch them compete and I'm like, oh my God, I get more nervous.
I'm more
for
nervous
them
watching
than
them.
I am for myself.
Yeah. More nervous watching them than when I go in myself for sure. Yeah. I have that experience for sure.
Yeah, but it's fun. And again, I think it's a great metric. I think as soon as I started to go to classes and then those classes set goals, and it just becomes so much easier to train when you have a goal.
A goal. Yeah. Like a very clear cut goal. Yeah. I don't know what I would do with my free time if I wasn't preparing for obedience. Like I can't think of a way I'd rather spend it than, okay, I got to go get some training in with my dogs. I got 20 minutes. What am I going to do?
Totally. I was actually just having this conversation with Melissa the other day, but she's like a natural dog person.
Yeah.
If you dropped her, if she was an alien and came to Earth and was surrounded by dogs, she'd figure it out.
Yeah,
like she has that Caesar Milan type of ability with dogs.
Yeah.
And I don't. Like if you drop me as an alien, I would be like, what? I need someone to teach me how to do this. And for me, it's like the more I learn, the more I'm interested.
Yeah.
And then have the desire to keep going. And it's been great to go to classes, set the goals, not really know what's going on and kind of try to figure it out along the way. And it's a huge blessing because it's super fun.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I get horribly nervous. I do enjoy doing it.
I know. I haven't trialed in a few months because we're taking a little break from rally so that I have more time to really focus on the obedience training. But I was just looking for a trial. I was like, I think my last trial was in October, maybe September, October, something like that. And I was like, I got to find a rally trial to just put her in because I miss trialing. I haven't been to a trial in a few months. It feels, and especially because we trialed so much last year, it feels a little weird that I haven't like seen the people I'm used to seeing and like done the whole, see where my training's at, because run-throughs are great, but they're not a trial. And it is a nice little gauge of like, okay, yeah, it looks great in your training room, but is it holding up in a real trial where she knows it's not a run-through? So
totally.
I know I got to get in a trial.
I know I haven't trialed since June.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time. I finished Rally Advanced with Raven and she's just not ready to go into open, and I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with Rally. Mm-hmm. But that's also been tough for me too because I've wanted to sign up. Yeah. But I know that she's not ready. Yeah. And you don't want to sign. I know people advise that, but I see people all the time where they're like, they know their dog is going to like flunk horribly in the ring, and I'm like, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, if you know they're not prepared, right? Then you don't have to trial if they're not prepared. It's okay. Yeah. Well, I think for Rally you can, with quotation marks, get away with it.
You can.
Whereas with obedience, but you just can't.
And also with Rally, you can get away with it, but you end up paying for it later because your dog learns certain things about trial environments that they're never going to forget. Right. Which is a bummer.
It is a bummer.
It is a bummer when they learn, when they become very savvy in a way that you don't want them to. But yeah, I went so hard last year because we started working towards our masters and our rock and all that last year. And I wanted to qualify for nationals, which we did, but I had to do a minimum of 10 trials to get everything and qualify, and I did just that and then stopped.
And then you went to nationals.
Well, so I went to nationals 2 years ago. Okay. For the advanced level. I wanted to qualify for the championship level, so I qualified for next year. And I think I'm gonna go. It's I booked a hotel room.
Good. So, hey, better now than when you can't.
I know. That's another whole story from the last time I went to nationals. But yeah, so we went to nationals 2 years ago for the advanced level. So it's been a bit since we did that. I had debated going to nationals for the excellent level this past 2025, but it just was it was further away. It was a day longer. Like the whole event was a day longer. So we were looking at like a week and a half being gone. And it just felt like too much time to be like away from my kids and taking time off work. And like, it was summertime and we had like family vacation stuff we wanted to do. So we skipped it, like kind of last minute. I decided not to go, and we went to the Cape instead.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah, but it's back in Ohio next year in 2026.
Where was it this year?
Missouri.
Okay, so that's significantly farther.
Significantly further. And when I had originally decided that I wanted to go to the 2025 National, I assumed it would be in Ohio again. And as soon as they announced it was in Missouri, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. My husband's taking like all his vacation time to do this trip with me, which he gladly would do.
God bless him.
Yeah, I think it's great. And it was a very fun trip. But yeah, I'm glad. And this year also, or I'm sorry, 2026, the knock is before the RNC. So if I get there early, I can watch the end of the knock, which is pretty cool. When we did Rally Nationals 2 years ago, the knock was after. And I was like, I'm not staying an extra 2 days to watch the knock, but I'll get there a day early so I can watch.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it live over the summer because it was just watching that event is fascinating.
Yes,
it's just honestly, it's why watching the National is what motivated me to do more with Moon Pie, because that was in July, and I was like, she would find that interesting. Moon Pie would find Nationals interesting because it's always different exercises in each ring, and just like the way it works was just really interesting just to think about it from training. Because if you watch some of like talk about doing more advanced training with a novice dog. Not only that, but you're doing open, novice, and utility exercises all at once, right? And just really, in a way that I was like, oh, obedience is boring. It's so patterned. I was like, oh no, I'm making obedience boring by making it a pattern. I can make it interesting by mixing up what order we do things, how we do things, what things look like. And my dogs love that. Yeah, the knock is very cool if you can watch it.
That's cool. I will check that out this year. I try to do alternating patterns because if you do a B class for the CDX or utility, they switch up the order, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
It's always good for us not to start with healing. So it's just to kind of rev the engine, so to speak. Yeah. If I start with a dumbbell retrieve, for example, like she's locked in with the healing just because that little bit of work to get going is very motivating for my dog. Yeah. So it is good, I think, to switch things up. And I know some people even sign up for the B class when they're an A dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never.
Just to change it up.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's like, it's a really good way to think about training, because you really have to make sure your dog understands exactly what you're asking. Because like at the knock, they do things like they do a directed jumping where you have to send out to the stanchion and then immediately do gloves.
Okay.
Right? And like, oh, can my dog discriminate this? Like, I don't know. Or do like a dumbbell retrieve and then do articles. I don't know. Can my dog do that? Not right now. My dog can't do that right now, but it's a very interesting goal to work towards, because if your dog can retrieve and do articles back to back, you've got a level of clarity that others just don't.
Totally, because the test becomes super predictable. Yeah. If I'm always running my CDX in the same way.
Exactly.
It's funny, like she'll start moving over to the next thing. Like she knows what she's doing. And I'm just like, hello. Wait for me.
Yeah. And I do think that's a little bit of the secret of like these people who have like an Och 11, right? You people. It's my retirement plan, right? But I think that is really the secret, is like the dog has a love for the work because the handler understands how to keep it interesting.
You just said it. That was very well put. And it's such an important thing, I think, for a trainer to learn, because for me, it just broadens my scope tremendously when it comes to teaching dogs how to do things. And I mean, I bring Raven with me everywhere. Like, she comes to training classes, and our students, like, she's impressive. I'm not the best trainer, but she knows how to do all the things.
She's a cool dog.
She's a very cool dog. Yeah. And literally the only reason is because I train obedience.
Yeah.
Our clients are always like, oh my God, how did you train her to do this? I'm like, well, first I waited because I couldn't take her anywhere for the first year. She was just jumping out of her skin.
Yeah.
But going to classes, like, we just went to classes.
Yeah.
I took her to Pat's class all the time.
All the time.
And we left early a lot. Because, she was a dog that if she saw another dog playing with a toy, or
she couldn't handle it.
When I say couldn't handle it, I mean crying.
Yeah.
On the, like, pulling the leash, just.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a training issue. I forget who told it to me, but I just was like, she's just a young dog. Mm-hmm. And she grew out of it.
Yeah. You got to remember that when they're young, you have no control. You have no control over that. You have no control over lack of maturity, lack of basic reasoning skills that haven't developed yet. I was in class last night. I have like a beginner obedience class. It's all, I think the oldest dog is 1, right? So they're 1 and under. Youngest dog is like 6 months old, maybe. And I've got Rue in class practicing heeling because it's a chaotic environment, and I'm, doing some training. And they're all like, oh, my dog's not going to do that. I'm like, no, it's not, because it's a baby dog. This dog is almost 6 years old and didn't learn how to do this till she was almost 3. She was like 2 or 3 before I put any effort into that. So no, you better not do this with your dog because it's not going to look good and it's not going to be fun for your dog. Right.
Right.
So yes, embrace adolescence. Hold on tight.
If you do have a dog that's super focused in their one, congratulations.
That's awesome.
I think that's awesome.
You know what? And honestly, Bamba was that dog. Bamba was for all the behavioral issues I dealt with my Shiba. He was extremely focused when it came to training, like very early on. Rue was not that dog.
I think quite a few working dogs just take a little bit of time to mature.
Yeah.
We have a young Ridgeback that comes to our group class. She's like 6 months old. Yeah. And she's just like rocking it. She's just calm.
Cool.
Good I'm like, this lady, you are so lucky.
Yeah. Envy. Right?
But, the dogs are different.
Yeah.
And
you got to embrace them as individuals for sure.
Yep.
Like even like living with dogs that are mother-daughter, they're so different. They're so different in how they learn and how they work and what they need from me. And you have to accept it and remind yourself that you actually have very little control over your dog. Outside of like the very basic obedience that you're teaching, you have very little control over how your dog feels and thinks and acts.
And matures too.
And matures.
If they're young. And just giving yourself that time, because day to day, if you're living with a dog, it feels like forever. Mm-hmm. If you have a puppy, every day feels like forever because you're running them outside to go to the bathroom and you're paying so much attention to them. But those days add up quite quickly. Yes. And before you know it, your dog will be 3.
Yeah.
And hopefully at that point, they'll be settled in and can, focus a little bit more. But it's been tough for me too, because I put Raven in the ring way too early, for sure. Same. I mean, it was the situation where I'm like running her from the car into the facility to quick do our thing and then back out, because I wouldn't even take her into the ring for awards because I knew that she would jump on the judge. Yeah. And I'm not able to do anything about it in that situation. It's not like I can say no and correct her for doing that in front of everybody, and nor do I want to. And she was just like the ribbons. Oh my God. She thought they were the funnest things ever. Yeah. So when the judge would like pass the ribbon over to me, she'd be like, oh my God, and jumping and biting it and all this. And it's because she's a puppy. It's not because of anything else.
Yeah. It's just who she is.
Exactly. So if I could go back, I would wait until now to start trialing.
Yes. So Moon Pie, her very first, Rhubarb, get down. Her very first obedience competition was at Springfield.
Oh God.
That's not all.
It's like a circus.
She was in confirmation, novice obedience, and novice rally. And I was running my Shiba. And I just look back on that and like a testament to who she is as a dog, first of all, because she rocked it. Like she was unflappable and we passed everything, but also like in between exercises went to run to the judge to say hi and literally somersaulted in the air because she hit the end of the leash so hard. And I look back at that and I'm like, I can't believe I just like novice handler, novice dog. My Shiba's not a very strong dog behaviorally, and he was in the advanced class. And I'm just in like all these different classes for her first ever OB. Like she had done a little bit of confirmation. I think she had done rally once or twice. And like that was it. And I'm just like, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And I just threw her into it. I can't imagine doing that to like Rue now at 6 years old could probably handle that. But I would just like, it just seems so wild that I
know
did
you
that.
do crazy things sometimes just because either you don't know or you're just trying something new. I've totally been there.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
the weekend that Raven got her CD, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, and she was exhausted too.
Yeah, I did some double rock classes last year that just about killed me.
Yeah,
killed Root too.
That's doing like 6 trials in a day.
And of course, every time I'd sign up for one, they'd run the trials at the same time.
Oh, yeah. So you're like racing back and forth with the rings, trying to figure out where you are.
And I'm just like, you can't do like, each time I did, the one time it was a morning and an afternoon trial, it was in the spring and we got a huge snowstorm. It was like, I had to be in Providence and we had like 6 inches of snow on the ground.
Oh, good.
No plowing. And it took me about 25 minutes to get to the highway, and then I get on the highway and it's not plowed and I'm like, nope, I'm turning around. So I didn't make it till the afternoon. But yeah, that was the only time I entered a double trial where they did a morning and afternoon, and every other double trial was friggin' like they'd start one and then 2 hours later they'd start the other. And I was either, now at a rally trial for one class, you're in the ring 3 times, right? You walk your course, you do the course with your dog, and then you go to awards if you're ready. So 6 classes. It's like
doing that all day.
That is insane.
It is. I remember Laurie doing those with Buddha, and she'd just come back completely wiped.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead. Yeah. And then, you know, my husband's home with the kids all day, and as soon as I get home, he's like, okay, I got stuff to do. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Like my brain is like mashed potatoes right now.
So to switch gears a little bit from talking about competition obedience, I know that you've recently started to do more videoing, and I think that that's really cool. And I've really enjoyed watching some of the videos as well. I think it'd be cool to just talk about video content in general, because I know people have strong opinions about it as far as being comfortable or uncomfortable posting video, but you started a Patreon channel. Yeah. So I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about it, let people know where they can check it out and what the goals are and what your mentality is going into kind of starting that new project.
Yeah. So I started, I think last week. It's mostly an experiment. So I have like all this video that I take, mostly of my dogs, but I'm trying to be better about taking video of client dogs as well. And I'm curious to see if there is even any interest in people watching longer form videos, because that's really like I have a trainer program here, and I want to have resources for them and resources for my clients, but really like the learning is in just watching a full session, right? Like whether it's 10 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever, really watching from start to finish, like how did it start? What did you do and how did you get where you are? Yeah, I'm just curious to see if people will actually watch it, because it's a big time commitment to sit down and watch a training video. I do think it's one of the best ways to learn outside of actually getting your hands on your dog. So like all these like reels and whatnot we see on social media, I love them, I make them, I'm entertained by them. They're not teaching us anything.
Right.
So my Patreon is really for people who are like looking to learn and assess what they're doing with their own dogs or with their client dogs. And I had right after I started it, I had a new client start, and like brand new client, never met her before. She was just coming in for a single lesson. I have no idea when I'm going to see her again. And I decided to film her lesson, which she was very comfortable with. And I got lucky that it just was like the most perfect first lesson because the dog came in really nervous. the woman wanted to come in to work on play skills and maybe some leash walking. And the dog comes in and is like tails down, head's really low. Like she's not sure about this environment. And we opened her up. We got her playing. We got her tugging. We got her fetching a ball. We had to teach her an out because she was like a little possessive over the ball. I got to coach the client through a bunch of play, and we got to do leash walking. And I'm like, I could not have planned that session better.
That's great.
Yeah. So I was pumped that I got it all on video, because like that is some of the things that we touch on in that video. I think people are constantly struggling with. So at a bare minimum, I want to have a resource for my clients to be like, oh, hey, you're struggling, your dog's nervous, or you're struggling to get your dog to out, or you're just starting leash walking. Just go watch this video.
Yes.
Right. Because I'll teach you, right? I'll teach you, we'll do it together, but also go watch this video. Because sometimes watching someone else who's learning the same skills have success is what people need to really be successful with their own dogs.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose behind going to seminars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of the time when we go to seminars, we're not working, we're just sitting watching other people work.
Yes.
And that's something that I've integrated a little bit more into our group classes, is just working with each dog individually and then asking everybody who's in the audience to just pay attention so that when it's their turn, they have a little bit more information. And it's also a nice opportunity for their dogs to just kind of settle.
Yeah.
But I think it's great to have a resource, because there are so many times where I am repeating myself in a private lesson, which is part of the game. Like you have to, right?
Yeah.
Every person is different and you have to repeat yourself quite a bit, but it would be nice to have a resource where, okay, if you forget something, here's where you can be reminded.
Yep.
And it's this specific video.
Yes.
I mean, I've had the conversation about electric fences with like 3 people this week. So I'm
It'd be nice to just have it.
Exactly.
to send, yeah.
And not have to waste 10 minutes of class time talking about why you should not leave your dog unsupervised outside in the yard behind an electric fence when you live in the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I've considered doing is filming a private lesson and then having a mentor watch it and give feedback as far as like, were my instructions correct? Was the way that I was speaking to this person a way that they were understanding what I was trying to get across? Did we see any success?
Yeah.
Like, what would you have done differently type of thing? Which can be tough because just the mechanics of filming are hard sometimes, making sure that the camera is getting all of the information, making sure that the audio is
Good. I know I have a little microphone that I got.
Right, which is crucial. Like it doesn't have to be super crisp and clear,
fancy,
but it needs
you
to
can hear me.
You need to be able to hear. You know, I often wonder in private lessons when I'm speaking to somebody and trying to teach them, am I doing this as effectively as I could?
Yeah. One client that I videoed, she went and she watched her own lesson.
Oh, that's awesome.
To help her. And that's the other thing is I'm like, it would be cool to attract people who have the attention span to sit down and watch an hour-long training session. Because if they'll sit down and watch an hour-long training session, what will they do with their dog when they have the
probably
skills
a lot.
and the tools, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool, you're gonna dive into this, right? So yeah, that's my current experiment is and I've gone live in like my group class, and part of what's nice about the Patreon too is I can go live for my clients so that they can watch from home, and there's all sorts of things I want to be able to do with it. It's just a matter of testing if people will even watch it first.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think when you're talking about long form stuff, it's not the numbers of people that are watching it, it's the individuals that are going to find that valuable.
Yeah.
Because I'll post things on YouTube and then text our group chat with our clients like, okay, I put a video up.
Yeah.
And I don't care who watches the video,
But it's there.
I want it to be there for them.
Yep.
And most of the time those videos like don't make it on my social media because, you know, we're so focused on getting engagement and all of the crap.
They're not flashy.
Nothing to do with
not,
dog training.
Yeah, sure.
But it's there if they want to check it out. And I'm happy to say that when I do post those videos, if they're a little longer, like they do watch them.
Yeah.
Because people that are coming to group class regularly, like they're paying for training and they really want to do better.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's only 10 people.
Yeah. That's how I view it, is like it is mainly a resource for my clients, so that my clients can go on there and really see and have a reminder of all the things we're doing in training.
Yeah, I think it's great. And if you have a setup where it's not super labor intensive to get them up online.
Yeah.
I think that's the best, because if not, you can spend so much time editing and doing all the things that are just like wasting time.
Yeah. I was this morning researching some like meta glasses, because it'd be nice to have another view, but of course the ones I want are the most expensive ones. So
of course.
It's too late to ask for them for Christmas. I've already asked for all my things. But yeah, it would be cool to get a perspective of like what I'm seeing and video of what the room is doing.
Totally. Well, I think the class that I watched the other day, it was super clear to me what was going on.
Cool. Yeah, that's good feedback. That's helpful.
It was a lot of clucking, because everybody was talking to their dogs at the same time.
Yeah.
But you could hear your voice, which is the most important one if you're working with somebody. I mean, generally, who cares?
Yeah.
As long as you can see all the important parts and you can hear the instructor.
Yeah.
If there's like ambient noise because people are working with their dogs, we all understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great.
Cool.
And a good use of the platform too.
Yeah.
You know?
It is fun. It's been like my group that I video. They're just a really good group.
Totally.
It's a fun group to work with, and they were all very cool and very comfortable with that.
Yeah. And that's an important part too, is getting the consent from the clients, because not everybody wants to be on video.
Especially live.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a ton of pressure.
Right?
It's a ton of pressure. That's why, like, for the podcast, I've had so many people tell me what I should do with the podcast. It's hilarious. I'm like, no, this is literally like what I do for fun. It's not something that
this is not a business. This is
exactly. It's just so funny, the number of people that I'm able to sit with for an interview because they're not on camera.
Yeah.
Because people are self-conscious about that.
Yeah.
And to me, if I'm trying to talk to somebody and have them be their true self and be honest and whatever, I mean, obviously don't tell me all your dirty secrets, but that's important for the person to feel comfortable. Like, we just did a client interview last week with Megan, and her first question was, am I going to be on video? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay, then I'll do it. And you know, how much more authentic is it?
Yeah.
And is it really that important that somebody's watching us right now while we're talking? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Especially when you get into like private lessons or potential behavior problems, you need every detail possible. And some people are just not going to be super forthcoming. I got very lucky with the client I had that video. She was very comfortable. She was very happy to share details about what she's dealing with. It was wonderful. I would say that is not the average client, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Especially when people start talking about their dog, oftentimes it spins off into personal life and issues that you're having at home.
Yes.
Things that are quite private.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, so I can understand how that might be difficult. But I mean, but even if you were able to get like one a month, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
great.
awesome.
And there's not a lot of that out there.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
There isn't.
So,
and clients are so important as far as being able to show the work. Clients are just such a wonderful testament to what's actually going on.
Yes.
Even if it's not perfect. Like when I do a client interview, sometimes they say things about training and I'm just like, oh no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because they're real people. And if a client says something like, oh, well, my dog only does it for the food, that's going to make my mind start spinning. But who cares?
Yeah.
The broader picture is they came in for training. They saw results. They're here to testify about it.
Yeah.
Who cares if they say things like, well, they only do it because they're getting food.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like as a dog trainer, it makes me be like, oh my God,
cringes.
we
a
have
little cringy,
motivational
but
problems
you know
here. You know, we don't have a good marker system set up. The dog doesn't understand the release command. You know, it goes down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah.
That's a testimony to what training can do.
Yeah.
Is it going to be perfect? No.
No.
But that's why the owner interviews are really important for me and Laurie, because we don't put a lot of video content up of us training. What's happening online right now is just
terrifying.
It's
terrifying. Yeah. But I think the thing that attracts me to both competition and long form video is really connecting on exactly what you're doing, right? Because if you post a full unedited video of a training session, that gives me a very good idea of who you are to your dog, your client's dog, and then the actual trialing and competing, being in person with people, and like there's nothing to hide there, right? They're seeing you warm your dog up, they're seeing you in the ring, you're seeing other people, you're connecting with people. Like that, to me, I'm looking for more of that in my future and less superficial sort of that's a cute reel, I guess I'll follow that person. I understand that's how social media works, but that's what I think is attracting me to the long form and the trialing, is it gives you the ability to actually connect with people and actually learn something about who you are as a dog trainer.
Yeah, and how you train dogs.
And how you train.
And it's boring sometimes, people. Sorry to report. Sometimes it gets
Sometimes
a little boring.
It's boring.
It's boring.
Sometimes you want to work on something and you're like, oh, my dog can't look at me. Guess for the next 10 minutes, I'm just going to work on my dog looking at me.
That's what's up. That is totally what's up. I get it. Well, this has been awesome. It's so great to talk to you. Obviously, we have so much in common. Congratulations on adding to your family.
Thank you very much.
And also on your accomplishments since the last time we met together.
Thank you.
Good luck with utility.
Thank you. I'll see you in the ring, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will see each other in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to joining you for class after we do this. So I'm excited. I brought Raven and we're going to work some obedience. So today could not have gone better for me personally.
It's not a bad Friday to talk about dogs for a while and then train dogs for a while and then be done. And
it's pouring rain
in
out
the pouring
today,
rain.
So being able to do something indoors and
it is a
exercise
huge
little
advantage to have your own training space.
Yes.
I recognize that.
Yes,
it is a huge advantage. So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I know I've made it. I can die happy. Thank you so much for coming out, making the drive. It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you, Jen. Till next time.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.